Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Leadership Show. Today is August 11th, 2021. And on the Leadership Show today, we are dedicating the show to the 2021 International Youth Day. And we have decided to bring you no other person than the National Speaker of the Youth Assembly of Nigeria. I'm talking about Right Honorable Shuaibu Sani. Shuaibu Sani, he is our guest on the show this afternoon. Like I said before, our focus today shall be on the 2021 International Youth Day celebration, which is a day set aside by the United Nations in 1999 for the purposes of drawing attention to a given set of cultural, legal, and development issues surrounding youths. Our guest, like I said before, is Right Honorable Shuaibu Sani, and we have decided to bring him to discuss with us the various opportunities available to young people across the country. Shuaibu is a renowned youth activist, an educationist, and a progressive Democrat. He hails from Nasarawa State in north-central Nigeria and is a product of the revered Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Right Honorable Shuaibu has held several positions of authority where he distinguished himself and left legacies worthy of emulation. He's an advocate of justice, equity, and fair play. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this robust discussion that will look at opportunities for youths in Nigeria as we celebrate the 2021 International Youth Day. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to inform you that the 2021 International Youth Day is coming up tomorrow, but to let you know how important it is to us, we decided to dedicate today's show, the leadership show, to the observers of the International Youth Day. And to do justice to that, we brought a powerful youth leader in the person of Right Honorable Shuaibu Sani, the National Speaker of the Youth Assembly of Nigeria. I welcome you again, Honorable Shuaibu. I welcome you again to this show. You're welcome once again. This is not your first time on the show. We are happy to have you again. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Remy, my man in whom I am well pleased with. Thank you for connecting with me this afternoon.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you, despite your tight schedules, even as you prepare for your wedding that is coming up on Saturday, the 14th of August. It's a pleasure for the sacrifice that you have decided to make to be part of the show. Is a wonderful one, and we appreciate you. Thank you once again. So, ladies and gentlemen,
the pleasure is all mine.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you are ready for this discussion. Like I said, we have a vibrant youth leader who commands millions of young people from across the country, 36 states plus the FCT and the local government, 774 of them. He has members and representatives in all of these locations. So he's an important guest on the show this afternoon, and a stakeholder at that. So, Right Honorable Shuaibu, we are talking about opportunities for youths in Nigeria. So, do you think that opportunities actually exist for youths in this country?
Well, thank you very much. And with regards to the opportunities for youth in Nigeria, well, I have 100% belief that there are lots of opportunities that exist for Nigerian youths. But it all depends on the angle Nigerian youths are coming from, and it all depends on the other factors that will make it really clear whether or not there are opportunities within this geographical space called Nigeria. To start with, what are opportunities? Opportunities is supposed to be or a situation, one particular means of livelihood or the other. And if you wait as a Nigerian youth for opportunity to come to your doorstep or to your room, it is not going to be possible. But it depends on the buttons that you press that will provide opportunity for Nigerian youths to showcase their talents, so that they will add value to themselves and add value to the society. Well, in terms of the situation Nigerian youths are passing through today, you will discover that majority of Nigerian youths don't even know that there are lots of opportunity that exist for them. What majority of Nigerian youths are always waiting for is that person that will come and tell them how he will spoon feed them, and at the end of the day, he will dictate to them what their future will look like. That is the sorry situation we found ourselves. Number one, it is a fact that no government the world over can provide job opportunity for all the youths in the country. No government, whether in the United States of America, whether in the United Kingdom, in fact, all the developed European countries or even the developing countries, no government can provide that. But it is the responsibility of the government to provide enabling environment for opportunities to be tapped by the youth of that particular country. Nigeria is now our focus. You see, let me use the present government as a case study. The present government as a case study, there are lots of opportunities in the economy. There are a lot of opportunities in education. There are lots of opportunity in the entertainment industry. There are lots of opportunities in the sports. There are lots of opportunities in agriculture. And there are lots of opportunity in virtually all facets of human endeavor. But like I said, it depends on which angle you are coming from. If, for instance, you want to access government scholarship, whether here or outside the shores of the country, you are supposed to link up with Federal Ministry of Education, not only Federal Ministry of Education, all the agencies that fall under the Ministry of Education that require sound qualitative education within or without the shores of the country. That is on the education sector. You come back to the economic sector, you can take issue of MSME, and you can equally tap lots of opportunities there. Enterprise, you can always start from zero to a hero. If, for instance, our major problem, the youth, is we are always in a hurry to get millions of naira, but we are forgetting that that opportunity that is given to you, you can start with 10,000 naira as a capital, startup capital. What ingenuity do you have to use that 10,000 naira to turn it to 11,000, to turn it to 12,000, to turn it to 15,000, like that continuously? You can come up with a business idea. Let's use a recharge card business as a case study, or let's use these POS points that will see majority of those businesses being run by the youths. You can always have small capital and you start with. But do you have that business idea? Do you have that patience to wait so that you can use that money judiciously and be turning it over and over? Or you are the type that you collect that humongous amount of money, you go and be living a luxurious life, and at the end of the day, will go back to cyberspace and be complaining bitterly that the government is not doing anything, the government is not doing anything. That is on the issue of enterprise. You can decide to take agriculture. You go to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, you can access lots of opportunities there where you can decide to engage in fish farming, you can decide to engage in poultry, you can decide to engage in many crop production. There are lots of opportunities in agricultural sector, but you can equally access these opportunities through Bank of Industry. If you link up with Bank of Industry anywhere, if you have good proposal that you intend to undertake poultry farming, or you intend to undertake fish farming, or you intend to undertake crop production, they can, if they go through your presentation, your proposal, and it is catchy, definitely they are going to provide the soft loan for you to start something. So that is agriculture for you. You can decide to venture into entertainment industry. What do you want to do in the entertainment industry? There are lots of opportunities there that if you press the button, you will discover that you can link up with many agencies, many individuals, many non-governmental organizations that can support your idea, and it will turn out to be something very positive, that it will make your life, it will change your life completely. You will become employer of labor, not you waiting for government to employ you. So there are a lot of opportunity in the sporting sector. If you decide to choose sports to ensure that it becomes a means of livelihood, there are opportunities there. So in my own opinion, there are lots of opportunities that exist in virtually all facets of human endeavor. It depends on the button you decide to press, and it depends on who is guiding you. It depends on who you are looking onto, and it depends on what you want your life to be. By the time we can come back to the drawing board, it is not too late for Nigerian youth to ensure that they take advantage of all these opportunities. Look at the issue of Empower that just happened of recent by the federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This Empower is supposed to serve as an avenue for youth getting themselves employed on a partial arrangement where every month even if it is on monthly interval. By the time you are finishing that first phase, you will know how much you have saved, and in those savings, you can start up a business. So it is an opportunity. Number two, this trader money that government is has been given. If you start with 10,000, they will give you 10,000. If you come back with the money, they will add up. If you come back with the money, they will add up. They will keep adding. And I have lots of examples here in Nasarawa State of individuals that have gotten that money and their lives have changed. Lots of them are here. Then, if you go to Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport, there is a program called DEEP. This DEEP, they equally support youths with capital, that if you have a very, very good business plan, they will give you this money, and by the time you are returning it, they will give you addition. So these are opportunities that are there in DEEP. There is another program called JEEP that has to do with enterprise. In fact, there are so many opportunities, but majority of our youth, they don't know where, how, when to take advantage of most of these opportunities. That is why all the time we complain that there are no jobs. We are waiting for white-collar jobs from the government. Government cannot employ all of us. It is virtually not possible. Even those who are already employed by the government, what is their state of livelihood? Is nothing to write home about. So we can always start from somewhere, using entrepreneurship, using agriculture, using entertainment, using sports, using so many facets of human endeavor that we can get it right. That is my opinion.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I appreciate your clear understanding of what goes on in this country. You know,
Yeah.
you have virtually touched on every sector every sector. You have spoken about sports, you have spoken about agriculture, you have spoken about every sector, even entertainment. That means you have a grasp understanding of what is happening in this country. And there's something that you said that I need to reaffirm. No government in the world can provide jobs for all of its youths and citizens. In America, you have people that are jobless. In the UK, the same thing. So here in the country is not out of place to see some people that do not have job. Especially those who do not have skills that they can turn into job opportunities. Wonderful, wonderful. You have shown that you have capacity. You understand the economy. You understand the politics. You understand the system in the country. Thank you so much. And here we have a number of people that have already joined us, and they have their comments. So permit me to go to the comment section and let you know what people are saying about the discussion. Then I have Osuji Posmos. Osuji Posmos is saying Ugwumba cares. Thank you, Osuji Posmos. Then this one is from Rosalind Jeremiah. Good afternoon, boss. Good afternoon, Honorable Shuaibu. Happy International Youth Day. Fantastic. Thank you, Rosalind Jeremiah. Okay. This one is from Posmo. Right on, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Thank you. Ugwumba to the world. Very good. This is Mel Sa. Happy International Youth Day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This one is from Usman Umaru Abdullahi. God bless our powerful leader. Wonderful, wonderful. He's a serious leader. He's a powerful leader. He understands what is going on in the country. Okay, good. This is Gentle Jack. Gentle Jack, the Vuga the Might. UCLD and Baba, follow who no road. Gentle Jack is a popular Nollywood star, and aka Vuga the Might. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gentle Jack. This is from Gloria Ebuno. Gloria Ebuno, thank you. Happy International Youth Day. Wonderful. And this is from Ahmed Abdulmed Baba, speaker. He has spoken. He's a wonderful speaker. Speaker, thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to the discussion. Very good. As a youth leader, Mr. Speaker, as a youth leader, can you say that our youths, your members, are maximizing all of these opportunities that you have reeled out?
No, that is the most pathetic situation. Nigerian youths are not actually taking advantage of all these opportunities that are there in most of these MDAs. And that is why you discover that there are lots of challenges in the country today, particularly the issue of insecurity. An idle person can always cause confusion. Small thing will just make him go angry. Small thing will just trigger him because of frustration. So by the time, anytime you tune to your Facebook, you go to your Facebook or you go to your Instagram, your Twitter, you hear lots of insult, you hear lots of attack, you hear lots of aspersion being casted by our fellow youths, because they feel that we are being short-sighted. Really, we cannot say the government is doing 100%. It is not possible. We are not saying that the government is not doing 100%. But have we taken advantage of the little that they have done? If you ask me, I will tell you no. Out of 100%, we have not taken advantage of about 40% of what the government have put on the table for us. On the other hand, you will discover that most of these intervention programs are being hijacked by few individuals within the government. They share it to their cronies. That is another unfortunate situation. That is why we said, if you cannot employ all of us at a blow, then give us an enabling environment for us to showcase what we have. Okay, if you do not give us an enabling environment, how can we showcase what we have installed? That is another angle where the government have their own issues. So it is on that area that for some of us that are fortunate to lead from the front, we have been hammering on that what belongs to us should be given to us. What is for us and is not being discussed by us, that is not for us. So where few individuals sit down and take decision on behalf of the millions of Nigeria youths. We have a country of 200 million population, over 200. And out of this over 200 million, about 60% are youth. And if you allow such quantum of individuals to be continue to loiter in the street day in, day out, then we are not going to get it right. So youth, we are not taking advantage of most of these opportunities that are there. And government too is not doing the needful to provide that enabling environment for us to take advantage of most of these opportunities that are there. And that is why we have problem. So if we have an enterprise, we have a center like Ugwumba Leadership Center, at least if we have them spread across all the country, creating awareness all the time like this. I believe if this center had been in existence for the past 20 years, since the emergence of democracy in 1999 till date, we would have gotten it right with this continuous awareness, continuous sensitization. We would have gotten it right. But I believe it is not too late. You guys are doing well at Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development of this very gesture on your own end. And I believe it is time for us to take advantage of all these programs that you people have been initiating so that we should get ourselves equipped, we should get ourselves fully ready so that we'll take advantage of all these opportunities and hit the target so that we will become economically empowered. If we are economically empowered, nobody will go into committing crimes and criminality all over. If we are economically empowered, nobody will go and tell us to snatch ballot boxes during election. If we are economically empowered, nobody will tell us to go and commit social vices, cultism, so many atrocious acts that are not in tune with our ethics, they are not in tune with our values, they are not in tune with our norms. It is alien to our culture. So if we are not economically empowered, we are vulnerable. And if we are vulnerable, anything can happen. They said a hungry man is always an angry man. So the youths, we have our own issues. The government, they have their own issues. So the two need to come to the equilibrium. By the time we reach the equilibrium, we will settle ourselves very well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. From what you just said, the government is not providing enabling environments, and the young people are not also grabbing the available opportunities. So I see a disconnection, or disaffection, so to say. The young people are not interested in what the government is doing. So I want to know, why do you think this is happening? For example, all the opportunities that you mentioned are there, they are happening, and some people are getting it. But the majority of the young people are not even aware of all of these opportunities. Why do you think this is happening? The government, the people or the young people seem not to be interested in what the government is doing. So why do you think it is happening?
It is happening because of the systemic rot that has pervaded the entire system over the years. Our democracy from 1999 to date is about 21 years. Yet we refer to it as nascent democracy. And take, for instance, the people that have occupied political offices. You discover that somebody that you vote him as a councillor, he doesn't have even 5,000 naira of his own. By the time he reaches the legislative council, you discover that the vehicle he uses will be tinted. You will not even see him again. There is that huge gap between the haves and the have-nots. There is that huge gap between the leaders and the led. There is that huge gap between the political office holders and those who do not occupy political offices. So the youth, there is disconnect between the youth and the government. And once there is that disconnect, the youth don't trust leaders any longer. There is no trust between the youth and the leadership of the country at all levels. When I say leadership of the country, at all levels, Nigeria is practicing federalism. So we have three tiers of government: the federal government, the state government, and the local government. The local government is presently has been bastardized. It is nothing to write home about. It is a charade. You will not see anything happening at a third tier of government. Second tier of government have hijacked everything that has to do with this, the third tier. So you discover that with most of these happenings around, people have lost trust. People don't have faith in the government again. And that is why even the few opportunities that are available, majority individuals are the ones taking advantage. Those in government make sure that if there is any available vacancy anywhere, they'll always put their cronies there. So there is a disconnect until the government of the day do the needful so that they will continue with that awareness. National Orientation Agency, they should come back, they should be revived, they should inject life into NOA so that that frequent awareness can come back. Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, their concentration is only on the sports and not on the youth development. That is another major problem. The youth have even forgotten that there is any ministry called Federal Ministry for Youth Development. The youth have forgotten simply because the ministry is not living up to expectation. They are always after most of these sporting activities that is being organized internationally, so that they will go and make budgetary provision for themselves, humongous amount of money. They will go outside for jamboree. They will return back. They will not return back with anything meaningful that will add value to our existence. That is the unfortunate part of it. So the Ministry of Youth is not doing what is expected. The Federal Ministry of Commerce Industry is not doing what is expected. The Federal Ministry of Information that is supposed to create awareness campaign through NOA, they are not living up to expectation. So there is total disconnect between the young persons or young individuals and the government. And that is the major reason why we are not getting it right. So there is need for a holistic and complete overhaul of the system. Apart from the complete overhaul, there should be attitudinal change from all of us, both the leaders and the led. If we do that, we'll get it right.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have spoken as the voice of the youth, and I really appreciate your frankness on some of these national issues. I remember National Orientation Agency in particular, they need to come alive. They need to live to I don't know what is happening there. If I tell you the experience that we have with them, you will not believe it. We requested to partner with them and sent in a letter to partner with them. As I speak with you, for the past 1 year, they have not gotten back to us. Even when we went back to follow up with the letter, we discovered that the letter was missing. The letter was missing. I am not afraid to say this on air. The letter was declared missing. A letter that we sent to the DG or whoever, the CEO, to partner with them in our Rebrand Nigeria campaign program, but it was declared missing. But that is by the way. This is a government institution that should have been able to, let the people know the programs of the government and close up this gap, but they are not doing that. Anyway, that is by the way. You have spoken as a youth leader and as the voice of the young people. So now let's still be more what do you call it, nationalistic. You as the leader, this disaffection, what are you going to do to address the anomaly? Let's leave the government institutions alone. Let's talk as private organizations and as good citizens of the country, as a youth leader. What do you think, or what are you going to do to address this anomaly, this disaffection between the people and the government?
Well, in our own little way, we have initiated lots of programs and activities that will change the mindset of Nigerian youths with regards to happenings in years back up to the present dispensation. We believe that the era of us sitting down at the comfort of our rooms to continue to lament is over. Lamentation will not solve the problem. Complaints will not solve the problem. What are we supposed to do to make our lives meaningful so that we can live a life that all of us can be proud of, and tomorrow the next generation will be proud of? And that is exactly what we are doing at our own level. We have been doing that sensitization that, look, number one, we should ask ourselves, where are we coming from? What is the situation yesterday? Number two, what is the situation today? Number three, what is the prospect? Do we have any arrangement for our tomorrow? If we have our arrangement for tomorrow, the arrangement starts today. And should we continue to use cyberspace to just continue the insult, not thinking outside the box to make a living? That is exactly what we are doing presently. So we have decided to collect ourselves that, look, let's take advantage of the few opportunities that are there. If you finish your university, take your certificate, go and keep it in your room. Think of what you will do so that you add value to your life. Is it agriculture? Go for it. Is it marketing? Go for it. Is it skills that you want to acquire? Go for it. Is it you want to contribute your quota in education? Go for it. If you want to contribute your quota in the sport, go for it. But we have resolved not to continue to lament, because the lamentation is taking us outside what is supposed to be the normal norm. And if we do that, it is going to be very, very dangerous for us. It is going to be very, very dangerous for our generation. So now what we have resolved to do at our own level is to change the anomaly, is to ensure that we own up our livelihood. Owning up our livelihood entails that we venture into different aspects of existence, whether we venture into entrepreneurship and other things that will make us have an identity, that will make us have a call, that this is what I do, this is what he does, this is what she does, that at the end of the day, it will put food on your table. By the time we continue to do that, I believe we will get it right. So that at our own level, that is what we are doing. Continuous awareness campaign, orientation, capacity building. We want to equip ourselves so that nobody will take us unaware. If we are not fully equipped, they will definitely take us unaware, and we wouldn't want that to continue. So we want to have every arsenal within our reach that will make us have all the necessary wherewithal to take what belongs to us legitimately, so that tomorrow will be better than today.
Good. Economic empowerment is the first port of call, and I'm happy that you are looking in that direction. If your members are empowered, you'll be able to, speak against the ills of the society and also speak against the system. Very good, very good. I have some people on the comment section. Okay, this is Hello Joe Yusuf. Hello Joe Yusuf is our coordinator, Ugwumba Women Academy North Central. She's watching us from Lokoja. She said, "How do we close this gap between the leaders and the led?" Okay, Hello Joe, we have already talked about it. The guest on the show said that all the government institutions that are charged, with the responsibilities of communicating government programs to the people, they should begin to live up to their mandate. We mentioned National Orientation Agency, the Ministry of Information, and all of them. So they need to close up the gap by reaching out to the people, what the government is doing. There are so many fantastic programs that are people oriented, but unfortunately, the people are not aware. That is what the guest on the show, as a speaker, has been talking about. That is the problem with the system. So that is it. And then he has said that as the leader of the Youth Assembly of Nigeria, they have developed strategies that they will use to communicate all of this to their members. Like I said before, they have chapters in all the states, 36 states plus the FCT, as well as in the 774 local governments of this country. So they are doing marvelous job in trying to sensitize their members about all of these government programs. Thank you so much, Elojo, for being part of the show. Mr. Speaker, let's continue the discussion. I'm happy, the way it is going. And I'm also happy that, you have started empowering your members economically. That is very, very interesting. So let's go to what is called National Youth Policy, the new National Youth Policy. Are you benefiting, or how are your members benefiting from it? Let me say that.
Well, the new National Youth Policy, you see, Nigeria, we have very, very good policies. Unfortunately, when it comes to implementation, it is nothing to write home about. It is a sing-song all through. Because you will discover that the system itself needs to be rejigged. And in rejigging this system, there is, I said it from the word go, that it needs total cleansing. It needs total overhauling. That is where the issue of restructuring comes in. No matter the policy you initiate, if the system is still there, it is just going to be the normal grammar that the it is still going to be the same result. You cannot empty day in, day out, year in, year out, and expect different results. It is not going to be possible. Where somebody will sit down at the National Assembly and he will be taking home 200 million, 300 million, and he will not do anything to affect the life of the people he is representing. How do you expect this kind of system to take us to Egypt? It is not going to be possible. So, except the system changes, nothing will change. So, as far as I'm concerned, that new National Youth Policy is just the normal routine write-off that individuals will be gathered to draft. After drafting it, the usual communique, go to media house, do all the talking, then it is still back to square one. Let me use politics as an example, issue of governance. Numerical strength is very, very important in democracy, because democracy is supposed to be a game of number. Now, when it comes to electioneering movements, you will see majority of the active players that make things happen during electioneering movement are the youths, the young persons. After the election, tell me, how many of these youths are deeply involved in terms of decision making as far as the governance structure is concerned? How many are they at all levels of the society? Take, for instance, the Federal Executive Council that usually holds every Wednesday. How many youths that you call these are pure youths that are there in decision making? If you do not belong to my age category, you will not understand the problem I am passing through. I understand the problem my contemporary passes through. So I should be able to be the one that who said these are the areas our people are passing through, the hitches. And this is the possible way forward for my fellow contemporaries. I am not an old man. I don't know what an old man is passing through. It is his fellow old man that can take decisions that, oh, this is my fellow old man, this is the problem he is facing, and this is the solution. But if that person who does not belong to my age category will sit down and be taking decisions on my behalf, how do you expect us to see the light of the day? That is the problem we are passing through. So it is not about that. We overhaul the entire system. When we reject the entire system, inject new blood into the system, we will never get any policy that will come up that has to do with the youth. They said not too young to run. How many of us can afford the party? How many of us can afford monies to participate in party election, especially these major political parties. How many of us can afford that kind of job? So the entire system needs to be overhauled, not issue of coming up with policy one today, policy B today, policy three today policy is not what is the problem of the country. Our major problem is system. The system needs to be overhauled. The system needs to be restructured. The system needs to be rejigged with new blood so that we can get it right.
Very good. So you are telling us, even as the national leader of Youth Assembly of Nigeria, that up till now, that you people have not started benefiting from the national youth policy programs.
Not at all. Not at all.
That is terrible. That is terrible. Okay.
Very terrible.
Now, okay, good. So let's talk about okay, the high unemployment rate. I wanted to connect that with the national youth policy, because I know that the fund, I don't know how many billions that the government released last time. No, I wanted to know how far-reaching that has been. You know, the I can't quote exactly how much. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The fund that was released last time. So I wanted to know if how it is being administered, because I know so many people applied, and whether they have gotten or not is something I cannot explain. So, but now let's go to the high unemployment issue. We have about 30-something% unemployment rate in the country, and when you come to that, is the youth that are more, or yes, that are more affected in this unemployment crisis. So our population, the population of the youth is being ravaged because of the high unemployment issue. So as the voice of the youth, do you have any solutions that you want to recommend to the government and other stakeholders?
Yes, thank you very much. You see, let me start with the issue of the survival funds. Federal government gave us high hope through the Federal Ministry of Youth that there's survival funds, that humongous billions amount of money was budgeted for. And we have been visiting the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development countless numbers of times. Youth Assembly of Nigeria, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Nigeria Youth Parliament, all the major youth associations or youth groups or youth bodies. We have been visiting that ministry. Up to now, I am talking to you, we don't have records of who have accessed those funds. That is number one. So number two, concerning the high rate of unemployment, we have made our position known to them, the government. We said number one, the best way to stop insecurity or to address issue of security challenges in the country is to address issue of unemployment. We within ourselves, we have resolved, or we know, or we believe that it is a fact that government cannot employ all of us. But have you provided enabling environment for us to create jobs for ourselves? No. By the time you see most of them gathering us, they will gather us and say they are doing skills acquisition or empowerment program. At the end of the program, you will not hear anything again. They will use us, snap photos, put on cyberspace, put on national dailies, put on electronic media, and they will say they have done empowerment of 1,000 youth. Come back to the grassroots. You will not see these 1,000 youth that they have empowered. This is all rocket science now, Mr. Remy. When you people organized Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, the last edition, we gathered at in Abuja. It was live. Everybody saw it. That first position, this is what belongs to you. You go with your 1 million, or you go with your the price that is there. It's stated live, not audio money. They have given you the check there, live and direct. Everybody is witnessing. But their own empowerment is different. It's different. That is why we get it wrong. So we said, if you want to address security challenges, careful unemployment, And in tackling unemployment, create enabling environment for youth to create jobs for themselves. Okay, if I have decided to venture into agriculture production or poultry farming, how much am I supposed to access from Bank of Industry? How much am I supposed to access from CBN? How much am I supposed to access from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture? What are the farm implements? Fertilizer cannot reach that we get when we want to create jobs for ourselves. So if we have resolved that we want to venture into agriculture and the enabling environment is not there for us to venture into it, how do we expect to have productivity? That's the time from the government not to create enabling environment, and that is why you will see issues upon issues day in, day out, until there is total cleansing. We will not get it right.
Very good. While you were speaking, especially on this particular issue of unemployment, ideas started popping into my mind. So I began to ask if the government is not working with the youth, national youth organizations that they have recognized, like National Youth Council of Nigeria, YAN, the National Youth Parliament, and the rest of them that have been recognized as national youth bodies by the government. And then all of these groups, I am sure and I know that they have chapters in the various states and membership. If the government cannot deal directly with these organized structures, I don't know how they want to really affect the lives of youths in this country. So while that discussion was going on, or while you were talking about that, that came to my mind. And I think we shall begin to look in that direction. These are organized bodies. So it will be easier and even cheaper to engage them and their members, so that at every point in time you can point and say, National Youth Council of Nigeria, we empowered 100 members. Youth Assembly of Nigeria, we empowered how many 100 members with the names. Then National Youth Parliament of Jeva. I think that is the direction we need to advocate. You as the leader of YAN, I think you should begin to think in that direction, get the others together and begin to champion, an advocacy in this regard. We can be part of that. We can support you so that your voices can be heard. These are structured organizations. So why don't you deal with them?
Exactly, Mr. Remy.
I think we are going to take it further. We are going to take it beyond this discussion. Thank you so much for giving me the time to think about that. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show, and today on the Leadership Show, we are celebrating the International Youth Day, which is ordinarily supposed to come tomorrow. Because our focus is on young people, we decided to start it today, and we dedicated the Leadership Show today for the discussion on the International Youth Day. And our guest is the capacity leader and speaker of the Youth Assembly of Nigeria, Right Honorable Shuaibu Sani. He has been here, and the discussion has been really educative and also really empowering and eye-opening at that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching you from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. And if you want to know more about us, quickly go to our website at www.ugwumbaleaders.org. Ugwumba is spelled as Ugwumba, then leaders, LEADERS, one word, .org. Ugwumbaleaders.org. On Facebook, you can reach us at facebook.com/Ugwumba Leaders. The same on Instagram is our handle is at Ugwumba Leaders. On Twitter at Ugwumba Leaders. Then on YouTube, you can reach us using this short link, www.bit.ly YouTube.com/Ugwumba channel. Ugwumba channel. Ladies and gentlemen, on this channel, you have a whole lot of resources that you can learn from. So we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can learn from the past speakers, people that have spoken on this show, and from videos of past editions of our Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge and all our activities. I'm sure you're going to thank me when you go to that YouTube channel. So the discussion continues. And before we continue, let me go to the comment section and see what people are talking about. Okay, this one is from Thank God Cyril. Oh, sorry. Thank God Cyril. He's saying, so glad to be here. Thank God, we thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And the next is Osuji Posmos. God bless His Excellency Ugwumba Uchemusu for creating this great opportunity for African youth. Thank you, Posmos. Thank you, Posmos. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us, we want you to come with your questions. If you don't have questions, we want you to I'm sure you're learning from this highly educative and empowering discourse with the great speaker himself. Okay, Mr. Speaker, are you there?
Yeah, Butu.
Okay, good. So now let's talk about illegal migration. Illegal migration in search of greener pastures. Now, I'm sure you know that every year we have thousands of young people who die at the Atlantic or Mediterranean. Sorry, what do you call it? What do you call it? The desert. Trying to cross over to Europe and the other place in search of greener pastures. You know, so and this is not a good thing for us. You know, if you see them, the way they are jam-packed in a boat, you know, flying across the Atlantic, is serious. It's a terrible situation, you know, and most of them don't tell the story, you know, of what happened to them. So now I want to know, as the leader of your group and the others, so how do you help us or help the government to reduce the death rates, you know, arising from this wahala?
Thank you very much. You see, the same problem Ugwumba Leadership Center had with National Orientation Agency when you wrote a letter to them and there was no reply. And it's the same problem we faced when our administration came in. About 3 months back, 2 months back, we wrote a letter to NAPTIP because we discovered that majority of the people that are having this issue of challenges going to seek for greener pastures outside this country, about 90% are youths. And out of this 90%, the youths are the most vulnerable because we feel that if you step out of Nigeria, if you will make it. That is the mindset of majority of them. So we say, okay, what can we do to ensure that we support the government of the day in tackling this issue of our fellow contemporaries going to suffer unnecessarily outside the shores of the country? We wrote a letter to NAPTIP. As I'm talking to you, up till now, for the past 3 months that we wrote that letter, seeking for partnership on how we can come up with initiative, ideas, how we can come up with orientation or sensitization campaign from our own end to tell our fellow contemporaries that, look, this idea, this is the advantage, this is the disadvantage. The disadvantages outweigh the advantages. It is better for you to remain in your country. Whether you eat grass, it is better for you to eat grass here. Whether you are eating gari, it is better for you to eat gari here. We wrote this letter to NAPTIP. Up till now, we have not got a reply to that letter. However, it will not deter us. Like you rightly mentioned, we have structures across board, and we have come up with an idea. We said, okay, we will not continue to wait for NAPTIP to reply our letter seeking for partnership. Rather, let's devise a means of 1 to tell 10. 1 to tell 10. That is how we coordinate the program say 1 to tell 10. Gather 10 persons within your community. Tell him or her the advantages or the advantage of remaining here and the disadvantages of going outside the shores of the country. If you go there illegally, you use all your contacts. You go to Morocco or you go to Libya, you cross to either Spain, you cross to either Italy or those surrounding countries. By the time you go there, if you're a woman, you will be subjected to prostitution. And if you are a man, the highest you can do is slavery, modern slave trade. Nobody will give you any opportunity to showcase what you have. So this is the orientation immediate surroundings. Say, okay, let's target 1 to tell 10. One person, go and coordinate 10 persons, tell them the event. Out of that 10, you will get ambassadors there. One, you go and tell the others, you go and tell the others. That is why we've been doing locally here. Initially wanted to partner with NAPTIP so that you have ambassadors that, okay, this NAPTIP bring your programs. We have structures across board. NAPTIP, you don't have offices across board. And it is your duty to stop all those things. Noah, what are you doing to create awareness on that basis too? All those things, since they are not ready to give us that necessary support, we say, okay, in our own way, we have devised this means, and that is what we have been doing in all our programs and activities. This is exactly what we have been doing to create awareness that it is better for you to stay in your village, go and farm. It is better for you to stay in your village, go and engage in one kind of skills or the other that will make you earn a living than to go and waste your life. You go there, when you have issue of deportation, they will bring you back. If you are fortunate to be even brought back, if you are not even fortunate, you catch up with one disease or ailment or the other, you will die prematurely, and it is not what you want to do with your life. So this is the little we have been doing to create awareness from our end to ensure that we tackle this issue of migration outside the shores of the country.
Thank you so much. That is powerful and wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this opportunity to speak to NAPTIP. NAPTIP, whoever that is connected with NAPTIP or anyone that is listening to us that works with NAPTIP. This is a clarion call. NAPTIP, you have to respond to the mail of, from Youth Assembly of Nigeria requesting for a partnership. What they have decided to do as a group is, commendable, and you must key into that to be able to reach out to all the 774 local governments across the country. Youth Assembly of Nigeria is going to help you reach out to the nooks and crannies of this country. You cannot afford to miss this partnership opportunity with Youth Assembly of Nigeria. I'm talking to NAPTIP, the leadership of NAPTIP, and the staff of NAPTIP. This is a clarion call, and you have to do something about it. It's really appalling to hear that some of these federal and government agencies do not, honor invitations for partnership from private organizations and youth organizations. It is something that we need to talk about so that they can sit up and begin to do what they are expected to do. Thank you so much, Speaker, for revealing this to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest is Right Honorable Shuaibu Sani. Shuaibu Sani, the National Speaker of the Youth Assembly of Nigeria. National Speaker, Youth Assembly of Nigeria. To connect with him, please go to our Facebook and just use at comrades Shuaibu.Sani, comrades Shuaibu.Sani, and you'll be live with him on Facebook. You'll be connected to him on Facebook for further engagement. Please, that is what you need to do so that you can reach out to him and speak further on all of these issues that we have raised. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Our time is fast spent. Okay, let's quickly go to this important issue. Talking about young people being used as tools for political thuggery and insecurity, as bandits and as terrorists and IPOB members and a whole lot of others, negative vices that they are being used as tools. So what do you recommend as solutions to this?
The one and only solution that I have recommended on a different fora, and I will continue to recommend, is strategic engagement of the youth. Strategic engagement of the youth. Number two, youth inclusion in governance. Youth inclusion in governance. Number three, creating enabling environment for us to participate in decision making, economically, politically, socially, educationally, and otherwise. If these key indicators are given or are accorded premium by the government, non-governmental organization, civil society organization, traditional institutions, agencies, MDS, and their likes. If they don't do this, I don't think issue of banditry will be addressed. If they don't do this, I don't think issue that has to do with insurgency will be addressed. For how many years now? They have been battling with we have been battling with insurgency. For how many years now? We have been battling with banditry. For how many years? We have been battling with kidnapping. For how many years? Cattle rustling, cultism, so many social vices. How many years? So until there is deliberate attempt, sound system that will be provided by the government of the day. When was the last time? When was the last time that a program will be organized by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, that they say, okay, youth across all the country, let's gather in one geopolitical zone. Today we gather here in North Central. Tomorrow we go to Northeast. Next tomorrow we go to the Northwest. Another week we go to South. We go to Southeast. You will never see any program like that from the Federal Ministry of Youth. You will never see empowerment programs, real empowerment programs, not audio empowerment programs that will be initiated by any ministry that will say, okay, it will come. Anytime they hear about youths coming to their ministry, the first thing that will come to their mind, we are coming to beg for money. And that anger, that frustration over the years, Mr. Remy, this NSAS that happened last year, it is all about only SASO. You are just waiting for any opportunity, slightest opportunity it just triggered them. And that was why it led to total shutdown of virtually economic activities in the country that time. Nigerian government knows the humongous amount of money that they lost during that NSAS protest. So the NSAS was supposed to be a signal to the government that a day will come that if they do not do what is expected, the youth of the country will want to take their destiny in their own hands. And once the youth say they will take their destiny in their own hands, you wouldn't know which angle or which door they are going to come from. And it is going to be catastrophic, God forbid. That is not what we are praying for. So the youth must be engaged, the youth must be involved, the youth must be given sense of belonging and sense of direction. The youth must participate in virtually everything. By the time they do that, then they will tackle issue of insecurity. If not, it is going to be, there should be deliberate attempt where those who are educated provide programs for them so that you engage them. Those who are not educated, provide avenue for them, engage them. All of us are members of the society. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Nobody is more Nigerian than the other. For the fact that you have opportunity to occupy one position or the other, bear it at the back of your mind that power is transient. Today, you may be president, the highest you can be is 8 years. You are a governor, the highest you can do is 8 years. And tomorrow you'll not be in that office. So by the time you refuse to allow for deliberate programs and actions that will benefit people directly, especially the youths. Then if you don't do that, the youth will don't allow you to sleep. We are getting there. If they will not tackle it, we are getting there. That is not going to be our prayer, but gradually, the way things are going, they need to rise up to the occasion. So, we want to appeal to the government of the day, especially those people that are occupying that Federal Ministry of Youth. I am hammering on Federal Ministry of Youth because that is supposed to be the direct ministry that has to do with the youth. Unfortunately, nothing is happening in such ministry. That is the most unfortunate part of it. Nothing is happening. The only thing you hear is when there is an Olympic, how they will get their ticket, go for Jamboree. The only thing is when there is World Cup. That is how many of us can benefit from such kind of things. That is the problem. So there is no program for youth development. All they have is sports. And even the sports, is not developed at the grassroots. The emphasis is on international competition, so that they will go for their usual jamboree, get their escort, get their DJ, and come back home. That's all.
Even without bringing back any medals and laurels. They just go there, do the jamboree, and come back without enough preparations. So it's a really serious situation. Thank you, Rosalind
Nothing.
Jeremiah. True talk. There is life after 8 years in office, in government office. Thank you, Rosalind, for that comment. We thank you, Wendy. Wendy, thank you. We are happy to see you. I think Wendy is watching us from the UK. Wendy, we thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on the show this afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, the time is fast spent, and I just have to let Mr. Speaker go because he is preparing for his wedding on Saturday. And by the way, I want to use this opportunity to invite all of you to the international wedding of the National Speaker of Youth Assembly of Nigeria. All roads lead to Kefi, Nasarawa on Saturday, 14th of August 2021. I am going to be there, so I want to see you there. The plan of Ugwumba Leadership Center, we want to meet you in Kefi. We are going there to celebrate with our friend, our partner, the Youth Assembly of Nigeria National Speaker. So, Speaker, before I let you go to continue the preparations for Saturday, I want to hear your final advice to thousands of Nigerian youths who are listening to you now. Your final advice.
So thank you very much. My final advice to our fellow youths is number one, let's take our destiny in our own hands. And taking our destiny in our own hands does not mean we should be violent. It means we should sit that value our life. And thinking of what to add value to our lives entails that we should venture into one economic activity or the other that will put food on our table. If we continue to wait for the government will not do it for us. If we continue to insult them, it will not change anything. If we sit down in the comfort of our homes and complain, it will not change anything. So the best thing for us to do is to think outside the box and make a living. Let's love one another. Let there be unity. We'll get it right by the special grace of God. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take the final comments. This one is from Rosalind. They need to rise up to the occasion. Thank you, Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, for rising up to the occasion on behalf of the youth. Yes, thank you. That is why we are here. Our mandate is to raise a new generation of young leaders and entrepreneurs for the African continent. Then this one is from Thank God. Congratulations, sir. Your union is blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you. This one is from Rosalind. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and congratulations on your forthcoming wedding, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
This one is from Rosalind again. think outside the box. Think outside the box. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I think I beg to let Mr. Speaker go and continue with his preparations for Saturday. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for being part of the show. It's really amazing to have you despite your tight schedules. It goes to show how nationalistic, you are, and as the voice of the young people, you saw the need to be here to be part of the show. We appreciate you and we wish you wonderful, 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 wonderful. Man, we are coming on Saturday. I bet
Thank you very much.
I'm sure that the young people watching and listening to us here who are in Abuja or around Nasarawa and Co will also be part of the wedding. Kefi, okay, I think they can reach me for more information about how to get to Kefi for the wedding ceremony of National Speaker, Youth Assembly of Nigeria. Right Honorable Shuaibu Sani. Thank you so much for joining us and we appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you very